two exciting rushers with Dawson Graves and Tristan Potts, and our quarterback Mason Walker has throws the ball well, runs the ball well. If you like a little option, a little old school stuff, there's old school football in it. There's also some new age stuff with spread. So do a little bit of both, and Mason runs our option really well, and it's an exciting offense to watch. Defensively, we're pretty aggressive defensively. We like to bring pressure and send numbers to the quarterback. So that would be kind of a rundown of our team.
Coach, looking at your schedule, some pretty solid wins for your team this year. I know A&M didn't make the playoffs, but they were still relatively healthy when you went in there, knocked them off in week 4. You get a win at against Tuscola at home this year. Talk to me a little bit about maybe a signature win. What you thought was the signature win for your team this year.
Well, you talk about both of those. Probably Tuscola, just because it was our homecoming game, and I know we haven't won a homecoming game for a while, from my understanding, and so that was probably more exciting. And Tuscola, just the rich tradition. Both schools, A&M and Tuscola, have great traditions, and so both those wins were signature wins for us. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Tuscola.
So, Coach, this season, I think expectations were relatively high for Clinton High School. You mentioned the dynamic quarterback. You've got a couple of good skill position guys. Everybody kind of raved about this senior class. Did you feel like you met expectations this year?
Yeah, when we looked at the beginning of the season, this is kind of where we felt like we'd be. I felt like we were a playoff team. I felt like we were a playoff team last year. We just, as the injuries mounted up at the end of last season, we just couldn't get the job done last year. But this year, yeah, we felt like we were a playoff team. We feel like we're a solid football team. I feel like we can play with anybody when we're playing with we're play the way we're capable of. And so, this is kind of where we thought we'd be. And here now we have an opportunity to make school history, as far as getting the playoff win that still eludes the Clinton Maroons.
I don't mean to speak out of school, but I was talking to Jared White, who does your football games, and he was telling me about some conversations you guys were having off the air, and you were telling him about, the progress of the program, and in your mind you had benchmarks that you wanted the team to reach. So I'm curious, Coach, are you, this is what, year 3 or 4 for you at Clinton? Are you on the trajectory you hoped to be at this point?
Yeah, so far, it's still always hard to tell, but yeah, being my third year, my first year, I came in kind of late, so that was kind of a tough situation, but we're progressively getting better. So, we had 4 wins last year. This year we got 6 wins, and we're in the playoffs, and I tell people, it's, from my experience where I was before at Tri-Valley, it's important for that program to get the first playoff win, because Tri-Valley was a young program when I was there. And as soon as you get that first playoff win, and everyone understands that you can do it, then the ball really starts rolling. So, having that opportunity, obviously we're ecstatic about making playoffs, and we're thrilled to have that opportunity to win a playoff game.
What do you like about your group this year, Coach?
They're tight knit. We talked about brothers and siblings, and they're a pretty tight knit group. They look out for each other. And so it's been a great group to coach, and it's gonna be tough when it's all over. But no, it's this is the senior group were actually sophomores when I first started, so we're getting close to having my first group of what was freshmen being seniors. So yeah, it's the tight knit group.
If you're going to be successful in the playoffs, what do you got to do?
Well, we got to take care of the football first and foremost, not give away gifts, and then, do what we do up front, run the football and possess the football. And there's always opportunities for big plays there when we do that, because we have some athletes on the edge that can allow us to do that. And then play defense. We got to be able to tackle. We got to be able to block. We got to be able to run. So the fundamentals, those are always key for us. And so, do those things, and we're always in a position to at least have an opportunity to win the game.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Coach, we'll be looking for you, what you do this postseason. Obviously, we'll have you right here on WHOW throughout the postseason as well. Great to talk with you. Thanks for making time for us.
I appreciate it, Seth. Thanks.
That is Coach Ron, high school football coach, our guest tonight on our WHOW playoff show. We wrap things up talking with Monticello football coach Cully Welter, coming up on WHOW, WEZC, and DeWittDailyNews.com.
WEZC, your easy choice, 95.